Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to talk about coronavirus medical equipment. As we know, a lot of people asking about what is the medical equipment that been used for coronavirus. Actually, there is no special medical equipment have been invented for coronavirus. The most important medical equipment that most factories change her type of production from cars to this equipment is a ventilator. Ventilator is a machine that do the lung works mechanically. As we know, the coronavirus attack the lungs. When attack the lungs, then the patient cannot breathe, and we need him to breathe to stay alive, to get his treatment and to recover, to get healed. Okay, now what's the ventilator? The ventilator, medical ventilator, is as we said, is a machine that pumping the suitable mixture of air and oxygen. As we know, the oxygen in the air is 21%. The rest of it is a nitrogen, and there's a 1% argon gas and others. Okay, now the concentration of the oxygen required to activate the lungs maybe it needs more than 21%, because the normal person, he breathes 21% and he take the lungs take the oxygen, and there's, as we know, the exchange between oxygen to blood. Coming back to the system, the doctors, they control the concentration of the oxygen. They increase the concentration of the oxygen that required to activate the lungs of the patient. As we know, there's more than 600 million of the small air balloons inside the lungs. Those need a specific pressure with a specific volume of mixture of air and oxygen. This amount, this equipment controlling this volume and the pressure, because if the pressure increased more than supposed to be, maybe it's blow up the small balloons in the lungs. Okay, now what this machine is doing is doing the lung work. There's expiration line and inspiration line. There's a mixture, as we said, of oxygen and air going to the lungs of the patient, and there's inspiration. There's expiration and inspiration filters in the machine. One of them is protect the patient, the other is protect the machine from the viruses coming from through the breath. There is sensors, that check the amount of oxygen mixtures and temperature and other parameters that the doctors is control on the monitor of the ventilator. Here we have another part of the ventilator. We call it humidifier. A humidifier is a small part that make vapor to vaporize, humidify the air enter to the lung of the patient, because if we have dry air for a long time, maybe there is a lung injury and the patient will be in trouble. Okay, now beside the humidifier, there's another equipment we call syringe pump. That this syringe pump I will show you right here. The syringe pump is a machine that we put the syringe inside, and it's giving the patient the medicine that the doctors need to give it to him. Also, there is an infusion pump that when you have also medicine going through the fluid, it's controlling the amount of drip that the doctor also control this amount by millis. Okay, so as we said, there is no equipment have been invented for coronavirus. It's the ventilators that before they use it in ICU unit for the people have a heart attack or they have a brain attack. That's as we know, the brain giving the order to the lungs muscles to make the lungs works. When the brain is defected, there's no signal going to the lungs, so we use the ventilators to make the lungs work mechanically. This is the principle of my video of today. I was trying to tell everybody that there is no medical equipment especially have been invented for corona. The equipment that we use it is we have it before. Also, there's I forget to talk about the monitor. We have a monitor here that is checking the ECG, the SpO2 of the patient, the blood pressure, and other factors required to make the patient stable. Thank you very much, and I hope nobody need this type of equipment. At the end, I want to mention that only, as the doctor said, only 20% of the coronavirus patient need the ventilators. The other, they use the medication to heal with my best regards.